So it turns out, dreams really do come true. Come along with us as we navigate the road to self-sufficiency on our humble homestead in Australia. Hi, I'm Dee and welcome to Little Rebel Homestead. Today we're diving into the whirlwind that has been the first 2 months on our brand new property. So grab a cuppa, get comfortable and let's get into it. We always dreamed of living on a few acres in the countryside, just enough space to grow our own food, be less reliant on the system, strive for self-sufficiency. But it took a long time to get here, but I'm glad we persevered. So there were a few challenges along the way. After 2 contracts fell through on our house we were trying to sell in Cairns, I was absolutely devastated and ready to throw in the towel. But in hindsight now, I can see that everything was meant to be this way. After that, we took the house off the market and spent 10 months renovating, which took its toll financially and physically, emotionally. It was a really stressful time. Finally, we had the house ready, we put it back on the market, and then boom, it's sold, like quicker than I could have ever imagined. Finally, I thought, yes, I can move on. I'd been stuck in this kind of weird limbo for a while. I felt like for a year or so, and now finally the time had come to find our new property. But of course, that came with its own challenges. The house we were selling settled and it was time for us to move out. We temporarily went into holiday accommodation while we proceeded to search for our dream property. I felt like we were looking for a unicorn. We were looking for an acreage on the Sunshine Coast. Anybody who knows the market there knows how expensive it can be. For what we wanted, we were up for, well, over $1 million, and that was well out of our budget. But I kept looking and kept hoping. Eventually though, I realised I was not going to find what I wanted on the Sunshine Coast. So I expanded the search just a little further north, and I'm so glad that I did. 30 minutes south of Gympie and 45 minutes inland from Noosa, we had found our new home in the beautiful little village of Kandanga in the absolutely stunning Mary Valley. The property had red volcanic fertile soil, water tanks, beautiful scenery, access to a running creek. It seemed like everything we had wanted. And as a bonus, it had 80 mature mango trees. It was everything we had dreamed of and more. After months of anticipation, the day finally arrived. We packed our dogs and our stuff to the brim in the car, and off we went. We temporarily left our 19-year-old son and our cat Gypsy in Townsville with my parents, but they were soon to join us. When we arrived in the Mary Valley, I was absolutely awestruck by the beauty. The landscape just simply took my breath away.
Feeling so strong, singing my soul song. Feeling so strong, singing my soul song. Feeling so strong, singing my soul song.
As we arrived at the property, a winding driveway led us up a hill to reveal the place that would be our new home. Kandanga. A sign on the gate marked the entrance to this perfect spot. The landscape, it looked like it was straight out of a fairy tale, with views stretching as far as the eye could see across a whimsical vine-draped creek, laid farmland in the valley. Though intangible, magic just seemed to hang in the air. Kandanga was even better than we had hoped for, truly a little slice of heaven. I spent the next week unpacking, but soon turned my attention to becoming self-sufficient and starting my winter kitchen garden. I had been eagerly ordering heirloom seeds for maybe up to a year since we started planting this, and I was really keen to start planting them out. Very quickly, the seeds burst into life. Things progressed really quickly and I was not disappointed. The dogs were in heaven. They had heaps of room to run and play and explore and get up to mischief. As the weeks passed, we definitely come to realise how much work we had ahead of us. Adapting to the local wildlife has also been very challenging. From foxes to deer to swarms of spiders, it's wild here. I'm thrilled and scared all at once. The huge amounts of overgrown weeds and the difficult mountainside that we have to work on has definitely been a challenge, and we soon realised that we were going to probably get some sheep to help us manage the land. The steep mountainside definitely poses a lot of problems, but it also grants us a spectacular view. One of the first things we decided to do was put up a temporary fence just around the house, just to contain the dogs a little bit so they weren't off wandering in the long grass, chasing wildlife. We picked up this ugly green fencing off Facebook Marketplace, but it does the job. However, the dogs don't seem very happy about it, but they still can roam the rest of the property with us, supervised. The property's major downfall is the lack of a decent shed, which we definitely need to start our big projects that we have planned. We considered excavating the mountainside where we've temporarily placed a shipping container that we've rented. However, while daydreaming, walking around the other day, I realised that we would be better off building a shed off the mountainside, similar to what we had in our house in Cairns. We also had a mountainside there as well, and our garage had a timber floor. It kind of came off the side of the hill. This approach won't take up usable space and will save on hiring an excavator, pouring concrete and building retainer walls. One of the next major projects that we want to do is installing solar panels. But before we get stuck into doing that, we have something far more pressing to do first. When the house was originally built, the builders failed to construct a retaining wall to support the terraced foundation. Over time, soil and rocks have washed downhill around the laundry and hot water system, located downstairs. More alarmingly, the front of the house has lost all of its supporting dirt around the stumps, requiring urgent stabilisation. Our long-term vision is to fully enclose the area, removing the posts and cross beams in favour of larger support beams, adding a proper laundry room and possibly a small bathroom. For now though, it serves well as a workspace and storage area. We previously had to dismantle a timber storage shelf touching the foundation as it could attract white ants. Jamie was able to repurpose the wood and build workbenches for each of us, and a seedling table for me as a bonus. Even the screws were repurposed. A future home improvement project I would love to do is installing a door at the end of this hallway, breaking out through the back and creating a large deck. The door and deck addition would create the entertainment space that this home is lacking, an outdoor area for relaxing and soaking up the views. That would be above where we're standing right now. The new door would also allow for refreshing breezes to come through. Currently we only have 2 entry decks and they're not big enough to put furniture. Another project that we'd love to tackle is building me a greenhouse and a potting working area. To do this, we will remove this mango tree, get a digger in and terrace the hillside, and then build raised beds going up. This area gets a good amount of sunlight and seems like the ideal place for our big veggie garden. But that is a huge job and it's going to cost quite a lot of money to get a digger in. So in the meantime, we've decided to terrace these beds. It's a less sunny area, but so far I've been able to successfully grow zucchini. There's some Roma tomatoes that seem pretty happy, peas, I've planted onions, leeks, and beans. There's also some strawberries that aren't doing too bad. We picked up these iron bark posts to use as beds and terracing. After our month, our son and cat arrived. And I soon put my son to work, demolishing a cubby house that's sort of in the way and also very dangerous and ready to fall down. Building a fairy garden by our front steps has also been a fun distraction. We haven't finished yet, it's actually a work in progress, but I will do an entirely whole separate video showing you what happens there because it's super fun. Not only have I been busy in the garden, but I've also created a website where I plan to share blogs, videos, sell some fun merchandise, and well, who knows where it will go, but I'm just going to keep adding to it and we'll see what happens. Down the road, I plan to sell produce and crafty items at the markets. But for now, I'm just busy building my homestead, breathing in that fresh country air. It just feels amazing here. And every day I feel so blessed and grateful. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me for this journey. It's going to be exciting. I'm so excited. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.